Alright, kids, today... Woo. Let's try that again. Alright, kids, today we're going back to the well of Reddit Am I Overreacting? The most passive-aggressive subreddit where the answer to every question is no, God, no, what's wrong with you? Of course that's a proportionate response. This one caught my eye. I was on my phone when I read it. It took me forever to find it. So, the question we have here is, am I overreacting for snapping at my friend for joking about my job? Let's see where she goes here. So she starts off with, okay, this is sweet. She says, the client signed off on the rebrand. It was a ton of work, but I'm really proud of how it turned out. I used to work in advertising, actually, and a rebrand is a huge deal. There's a lot of rounds of revision. There's a lot that goes back and forth. It can be a month-long process. So it's a big deal for her. She finally got the final word for it. He says, I don't know why I'm assuming it's a guy, actually. I just am. I mean, come on. You'll see why. That's cool. Must be nice to get paid to duel all day. LOL. Yeah, okay. So, I mean, if she's doing a full rebrand, clearly that she works in, like, ad design, she doesn't sit there and draw cartoons all day. She's doing, color schemes, she's doing logos, she's doing every single thing here. This is a really work-intensive process that is actually, at the end, not entirely all that creative, actually. You're really mostly dealing with what executives with no experience in any of this sort of want. Maybe you'll interact with the art team a little bit if they have one, but it's a lot, and God, I wish doing that process included any doodling. She says, reasonably, it's a bit, I don't know why I'm assuming she's a girl, actually, too. I don't know, this whole dynamic, just, you'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. She says, it's a bit more than doodling, but yeah, I love it. So she's giving him the benefit of the doubt here. Kind of really responding to the doodling thing, but saying, oh, I'm very blessed to have this job. I mean, it is a hard field to get into. You got to work real hard. And he goes right to, I mean, no offense, just saying sounds like fun. Meanwhile, I'm in meetings all day, actually working. Now, he didn't have to go there. He could have just said, yeah, I'm happy for you. Great. Or you want to get lunch or something. But this was sticking in his head right here. She tried to blow it off. She tried to just go right past and say, okay, that was a bit weird, but yeah, no, thank you. And he's like, wait. I want you to know that I think you suck. We gotta stop this conversation right now, and you need to know that I spend my day in meetings, actually working. Now, for anyone that's ever actually been in corporate meetings, no work gets done. Literally no work gets done. Every single meeting ever could have been an email. It's really just to placate the ego of whoever called the meeting. Poster responds, wow, okay. I'm not sure why you feel the need to downplay what I do. Yeah, I mean, this is your friend. What is the point of that? I feel like this guy is really just, like, offloading his own personal bullshit on the poster right here. Like, why would you want to do that? Like, it's obviously he's been thinking about it a long time, and he's just been, like, fixated on it, and now this is his chance. It says, LMAO. Again, if these are millennials and he's switched to LMAO, we've gone into overdrive. Shit has hit the fan. We are just in fucking la la land right now. LMAO is the reddest of red flags for millennials. It says, I was joking. All caps. Just to make sure you understood. Why are you so sensitive? Now that's a question. Anytime someone asks, why are you so sensitive? This is just a clear admission that they said something really fucked up to you. Why are you so sensitive? Jesus Christ. She says, because you say stuff like this all the time. It doesn't feel like a joke when it keeps happening. Now I'm actually really impressed that, the poster here is able just to make the argument. They clearly do spend all day in corporate style meetings if they're going to be this surgical with their language here, just cutting clear to the chase, don't have time for the bullshit. Answering the question, actually, why are you so sensitive? I am sensitive to this. She basically says, yes, I am sensitive to this because it doesn't feel like a joke. And the reason it doesn't feel like a joke is because you do it all the time. And that's true. I doubt this is a running gag between them. Now, if the poster was like, haha, I don't have a real job all the time, and it was kind of a thing they had, sure, okay, maybe they could be getting in on it together, but literally telling us that's not the case. Goes on to say, it's not weird to want my work respected. I'm actually really annoyed that there's absolutely no punctuation in this entire conversation. That's just me, but they do capitalization, so it's like they're aware of how a sentence works. It's not weird to want my work respected. You act like I sit around all day drawing cartoons for fun when I'm working long hours just like you. Hey, it's what I said before. Like, you don't sit there and draw like Snoopy all day. You do very little drawing. You're sitting there at a machine. And the time, I mean, I'm an artist. I'm not going to go into a defense of artists here. I don't think anyone really needs to have it explained to them that this type of design work is very complicated and demanding, and while it is a dream job, it's not an easy job, and you're really just not sitting down all day doing whatever you want. But you have to think of a lot of things, especially with an entire corporate rebrand. He says, it doesn't seem that hard, sorry. It's not like you're dealing with clients yelling at you all day or managing a whole team. Jesus Christ. The only thing you're dealing with is clients yelling at you all day. I one time had a client that he thought he was an artist. He wasn't. He was dog shit. He was one of those people that just filter fuck shit in Photoshop. But he made a background for his website, and it involved a little face in the corner, and this was in the early days of responsive design, and he said, I want that face in the background to always be on these pixels here. And, the developer I was working with said, I really can't guarantee that. There's a lot that goes into this. I don't think that's really the best thing to design this page around. It's supposed to be a functional advertisement for your product. And he immediately cut in, like, the most psychotic, threatening thing. Like, I guess he was trying to be, like, the temperamental artist, and he was like, if that face isn't on that pixel, I'm shutting down this whole fucking project. Jeez, man. Like, what? Like, this is the type of people you deal with. You deal with fevered egos. That's really what it is. And as far as managing a whole team, you could be. And also, if this guy's upset about managing a team, no one said you had to do that. Like, alright, if you hate your job, okay, it's not this person's fault for loving their job. Like, okay, you fucked up at some point. Don't be a fucking baby about it. Rightfully, they respond, you have no idea what my actual job involves. And for the record, yes, I deal with clients. Yes, I manage deadlines and revisions and creative briefs, just like anyone else. Yeah, that's literally what the job is. Like, says, okay, calm down. I didn't mean to offend you. This is a non-apology. Maybe he didn't actually mean... It sounds like he did mean to offend her. When you say stuff like, why are you so sensitive? It's because you expect them to react to an offensive thing with, acceptance and being real cool about it. You don't say, why are you so sensitive when you said, a nice thing, it's kind of a fucked up thing, but you think people should have thicker skin. That's what that phrase means. And so he did mean to offend her. He's sorry that she was offended. Actually, he doesn't even say sorry. He just says, calm down. Don't be mad at me. And she says, poster says, I'm not even angry. I just want you to stop acting like your job is the only one that's valid or difficult. And again, I believe them. I mean, at no point have they actually, lashed out, gotten unreasonable. They've just directly answered any questions or stated clear facts. You have no idea what my job actually involves. I manage clients. I do this. I do that. And then, what do you want? This person's actually showing some astounding restraint here. I would have just fucking lost it, but, I have difficulty regulating my emotions per the judge. So they respond with, fine, whatever. You clearly can't take a joke, and now you're making this a big thing. This is the person that made it a thing. You go back to the original post. They tried to blow past it. They just said, anyway, yeah, no, actually I do work, but yeah, thank you. And this person said, stop everything. You need to know I fucking hate your job. They initiated this exchange, and when the poster tried to brush past it, they had to stop, pull them back, and say, I was saying you suck, right? They're the one that could not let this go, and they're the one that have been insulting and aggressive the whole time. The person poster says, "I'm asking for basic respect. You wouldn't like it if I constantly made fun of your work and told you it sounded boring." The first sign of striking back at all. This person clearly hates their job. They're clearly bored by it, and the artist here clearly thinks they do a boring job. Now, whether or not that job is important, that is subjective. But strikes back a little bit like, you would not like it if I was rude to you about your job in this way. And they say, "I guess I didn't realize you were so touchy about your job. Sorry for trying to have a light convo." This is really just, translates to, "I'm sorry you feel that way." At no point do they apologize for what they said. They, obviously they're saying, "I'm sorry for having a conversation." This is, just a passive-aggressive way of putting it on them. Like, "Oh, I guess I can't even just have a conversation with you. I should apologize for that because you're so overreacting." And hence the subreddit. And finally, again, this person has an amazing ability to cut right to the truth of a matter, and I respect it. Says, "It's only light for you because you're not the one being put down." And, that says it all right there. This is a type of exchange I see all the time. I've been on both ends of it. I've been a dick to people, but more often than not, I'm the one that's getting, some sort of person giving me a hard time about something, and then they're telling me, "Dude, it's just a joke," or whatever they want to say. And, I actually might fall back on this because it does really cut to the heart of the matter. It's only light for you because you're not the one being put down. And just from how defensive this person is, I guarantee that if the artist here went after them or their job, they would lose it. I mean, they lost it from them not being properly, chagrined that they had, insulted their job and called them a doodler. They ignored that, just tried to roll past it, and the person could not stand that for 1 second, that they hadn't been hurt by that, and they had to stop the conversation and bring it back to that. So that's them being upset that someone wasn't sufficiently injured by their words. So imagine if someone actually came after them, just how far they would go. Anyway, this is just something, I've been on this side of, this type of job. I've heard this type of claim, and it was just a little bit over the top for me. And I just wanted to share it because I thought the original poster here just, used their words really well and cut through on this matter. It's really just, it's amazing. You don't see it a lot. Next.